Welcome, friends, to Hope is Kindled, where literature is not just something we read, but something we live, breathe, and carry in our bones. Today's episode is as personal as it is poetic, as thunderous as it is tender, as full of contradiction as life itself. Because today we're stepping into the wild, open-hearted, sun-soaked, death-defying, life-affirming world of Walt Whitman and his towering, impossible, incandescent masterpiece, Leaves of Grass. Let me start with a confession. I hated Whitman. I really did. I didn't understand him. I did not see his timeless, powerful perspective. I thought he was pompous, loud, strange, a little too sure of himself, and not in the charming Tony Stark kind of way. In fact, once upon a time, a dear friend, knowing just how allergic I was to Whitman, wrote me a poem that opened with the words, "Walt Whitman is dead." It was meant to be funny, and it was, at the time. But now, I know better. Because Leaves of Grass is not a book. It is a cosmic embrace. It is the sound of the American soul waking up. And once it got under my skin, it never left. It changed me. It may change you. Walt Whitman was born in 1819, just 30 years after George Washington's presidency. The nation was still new raw, fragmented, dreaming of possibility. Whitman was a printer's apprentice, a teacher, a journalist. He was poor, queer, radical. He walked Brooklyn streets with ink on his hands and sunlight in his beard. And in 1855, he self-published a slim volume of poems called Leaves of Grass, with a bold engraving of himself on the front shirt unbuttoned, hat cocked, eyes staring right at you. He dared to say,
I celebrate myself, and sing myself, sing myself.
He dared to write America, not as it was, but as it might be. And then he kept rewriting that book for the rest of his life. Leaves of Grass is not linear. It's not tidy. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be. It's a book of freedom, of paradox, of wild affirmation. Here are some of the things it dares to say.
I am large. I contain multitudes.
With these words, Whitman captures the beautiful, often chaotic complexity of being human. In a world that demands categorization, consistency, and clarity, he dares to celebrate contradiction, ambiguity, and the ever-changing landscape of the self. His line is not just poetic, it is a declaration of freedom. We are not bound by one story, one role, or one version of ourselves. Each of us is a chorus of voices, a library of experiences, a universe in motion. That affirmation finds its echo in Whitman's famous embrace of inconsistency.
Do I contradict myself? Very well, then. I contradict myself.
It is as if he stands before all judgment and says, so be it. Let me grow. Let me change. Let me rethink. Reimagine my approach. In this, there is hope for the recovering perfectionist, for the person who once believed something and now believes something else, for the evolving self. Whitman reminds us that growth is not linear. It's layered, messy, and yes, sometimes contradictory. And that is not failure. That is life. Which brings us to the radiant heartbeat of his optimism.
Keep your face always toward the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you.
After embracing his contradictions, after celebrating his inner multitudes, Whitman invites us to choose hope. This isn't blind positivity, it's conscious direction, a decision, to look forward, even when the past tugs at us. To reach for the light, even when our minds cloud with doubt. To believe, always, that no matter how complex we are or how contradictory our journey may be, there is sunshine ahead if we are willing to face it. Together, these three quotes form a kind of Whitmanic trinity of hope, acceptance of self, forgiveness of inconsistency, and the will to keep walking forward into the light. They are not just words, they are a mindset, a practice, a promise. And for us, here on Hope is Kindled, they are a compass. That last clue, let's linger there, because that's the kind of radical hope we've been looking for in every episode of this journey. Whitman's sunshine is not naive. He knew death. He sat at the bedsides of wounded soldiers during the Civil War. He felt the agony of his divided country. He buried brothers. He witnessed slavery, war, and pandemic. But still, he faced the sun. Whitman's voice is the opposite of the narrator in 1984. Where Orwell warns, Whitman welcomes. Orwell sees control. Whitman sees the cosmos. He's not Mick Murphy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but he has the same spirit of rebellion. He's not Don Quixote, but his dreams are even bigger on. They're real. He's not Dantes from The Count of Monte Cristo, but he too rises from confinement of thought. A Ferrand speaks to the masses. He is our Emerson, unchained. If self-reliance is the flame, Leaves of Grass is the wildfire. And like Osho and Gandhi, Whitman asks us to strip away everything we've been told, everything we pretend to be, and stand bare before the universe. Reading Leaves of Grass can be uncomfortable. It can feel too much, too celebratory, too sensual, too loud. But that's because Whitman is holding a mirror and, not just to our face, to our soul. He's saying,
You are not a mistake. You are not small. You are the whole world, and the whole world is you.
Whitman's drum tap section, written during the Civil War, contains some of the most aching poems in American literature. He didn't fight, but he served in hospitals, in compassion, in poetry, and when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, Whitman wrote,
Oh, Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done.
A poem we've heard recited by Robin Williams in Dead Poets Society. A moment when poetry becomes elegy, when elegy becomes anthem. Like To Kill a Mockingbird, Blood on the Forge, and A Time to Kill, Whitman's work comes from the same soil of injustice, but he offers not just indictment, but transcendence. We've walked the path of Odysseus, Siddhartha, Janie Crawford, and Yossarian. Each of them could find something in Whitman's words. Each of them is on a journey not away from life, but deeper into it. Like the river in Siddhartha, Whitman flows. Like the time traveler of H.G. Wells, he sees across the centuries. Like the quiet dignity of Atticus Finch, he speaks truth, not with fury, but with faith. And like the ferryman in Taoist legend, Whitman listens. So, let us ask, where is the hope? It's in the body, it's in the cosmos, it's in the ordinary. It's in the multitudes within you, the contradictions, the love you've withheld, the love you've given too freely, the ache of becoming. Whitman says, don't wait. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait to be fixed. You already are whole. He wants you to love your own soul the way you'd love a child, a song, a breeze across your face. And when we look to the future of the human condition, Whitman is already there, arms wide, feet bare, laughing.
This is what you shall do. Love the earth and sun, and the animals argue not concerning God. Re-examine all you have been told. Dismiss whatever insults your own soul.
In summation, Walt Whitman isn't dead. Not really, because Leaves of Grass is still growing, still breathing, every time someone dares to write without apology. Every time someone says, I am enough. Every time someone faces the sunshine and lets the shadows fall behind. That is Whitman. And that, my friend, is hope. Good journey.